everybody, welcome to Lazy K Mountain Homestead. We are on day 4 of the countdown to Christmas, and today I thought we would make a recipe that's on the back of the Ocean Spray Craisin bag, and it is called Craisins Dried Cranberry Oatmeal Chocolate Chunk Cookies and Nuts. That's a big name, isn't it? So I think I'll just call it oatmeal, cranberry, and chip. I don't know. But anyways, you'll find it in the recipe. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make it. And of course, I'm going to make it my own. So I'm going to throw a few little things in there because it actually doesn't call for nuts. But I'm putting pecans in it because you can always omit the pecans if you want to. But for me, nuts always make everything better. Okay, so what we need is 1 stick of room temperature butter, very, very soft. So that is a 1/2 cup. If you want to use margarine, you're more than welcome to do. I use butter. So let's go ahead and put this down so you can see what I'm doing. And it is very, very soft, as you can see. All right, and to that, I am going to add 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. I'm using light brown sugar. And if you want to use a dark brown, that'll give it a little bit more molasses flavor. And of course, guys, if you want to do this in your electric mixer, you can. That will probably cream it a lot faster than what I'm doing, but I'm just going to go ahead and cream this for a minute. I just thought this really sounded good. It has white chips in it, and so the white and the red, I think, is really a festive color combination with the oatmeal, and it'll be good and good for you. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now let me get a spatula. To this, I'm going to add 2 large eggs. And I just went outside. I came in from gathering eggs, and I got these 2 lovely large eggs. So I always crack my eggs in a cup, something else, because you never know. Even if I bought store-bought eggs, I would still do that. So we're just going to go ahead and add 1 at a time. Let me get that off of there. Come on now. There you go. And I'm going to just mix that up with my whisk. And I like to do 1 at a time because it just ensures that you really have your eggs incorporated in your mixture. And once you add that egg to it, you can see it really creams. Nice. Fluffy. Oh, my coffee's starting to spill. I forgot I had it on there. All that arm work. Okay, now we're going to add the other egg. Beautiful eggs. My chickens have actually kind of slowed down right now because we've had such crazy weather here in Tennessee. One day it's cold, one day it's hot. We had snow flurries this morning, and tonight's supposed to be 25, and then tomorrow's going to be 60. So I started feeding the chickens a little bit more protein, some barley and things like that, to kind of give them a little push to help them with those eggs, because you don't want them to get egg bound. A lot of people say, oh, well, you don't want to force your chickens to lay eggs. Well, I don't, but I also don't want them to be egg bound because they will die from that. So there's your tip on chickens. Okay, well, I think this looks really good. Go ahead and show you what I've got here. Nice, creamy, creamy mixture. My phone wants to fall. There we go. Look how nice that looks. Just as good as a mixer. Okay, now to this, I'm going to go ahead and set that butter aside there because I don't need it. I just wanted to show you what it was. We are going to sift our flour And to this, I am going to add, it calls for baking soda and salt. So I've got 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and you don't want to overdo on the baking soda. You don't want to make it heaping or anything, because baking soda, if you put too much in there, it will leave a bad taste and you won't want to eat your cookie. And then it's 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there, sifting them together so there's no little hard pieces. And sometimes baking soda can clump. So, and this just makes it nice and fluffy and aerates the flour. And you guys know I like to do that. All right, so that is that. Set you aside over here. So there is the flour, salt, and soda. So we are going to add this right in here with our egg, sugar, and butter. And we're going to mix that together. Now this also calls for 1.5 cups of old-fashioned oats. And it says don't use the quick oats, and I think that is because quick oats can make it a little mushy, and it doesn't give you that nice hearty flavor that an old-fashioned oat does. All right, there we go, and it's going to be a really thick cookie. All right, and to this, we are going to go ahead and add, get my finger cleaned off there. We are going to add 1 cup of Craisins, which is dried cranberries. Now, if you don't like them, you could always add just regular raisins or any kind of fruit. And 1 cup of chopped pecans and 1 cup of white chips. So 1 cup, 1 cup, and 1 cup. And I'm not going to use this to try to mix that with it because it is going to be too small of a whisk to try to do that. So we'll set that aside. And I will change to my wooden spoon and get that all nice and mixed. And I just think this looks so good and festive. And it doesn't call for any vanilla. I've got my vanilla here because I thought maybe it would, but it doesn't call for any vanilla or any spices. No cinnamon or anything. So it's really just the flavors of the oatmeal and your Craisins and your white chips. So that is it. So that was pretty fast and easy, wasn't it? I have got my oven preheating at 375, and I have a cookie sheet over here that it has parchment paper on it. Now, if you guys don't want to use parchment paper or you don't have any on hand, I would go ahead and spray your cookie sheet with some oil or grease it with butter because there's really not a whole lot of butter in this. It's just that 1/2 stick. Let me see. Now, because this is a sticky dough, I'm going to use 2 spoons. And let me show what I do. My phone is not wanting to stay up tonight. Okay, so what I do is I just get a tablespoon of the cookie dough, and then we'll just go ahead and with the other one, we'll just scrape it off like that. And that way your fingers don't get sticky. And they're pretty uniform in size too. And this is supposed to make 3 dozen cookies. And I think they're going to be just so yummy. I want to thank everybody for all of the nice comments. More new subscribers. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you'll stick with us through the year. I usually do a lot of cooking, a lot of canning, baking, a lot of baking, of course, at Christmas and the holidays. But we do have greenhouse. We have a greenhouse, and we grow a lot of plants and things like that. A lot of homesteading things or farming, whatever you want to call it. We have a little homestead, about 6 acres, and we are still in the midst of clearing and making it our own. Even it takes time and money. Okay, so I'm going to move that one over there a little bit. So there is 12 on there. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven. And I believe it is, let me just double check the time. Like I said, 375 Fahrenheit, 10 to 12 minutes. And we will pull these cookies out and I'll show you what they look like. Okay, well, I've got the cookies out. They didn't spread at all because it's not a whole lot of fat in here. Let me go put this down so you can see. The chips have melted and they really smell good. So I just took them out. I'm going to let them cool a little bit. And then I'll put them on the cooling rack. And then we will give these a try. So see, that they were pretty quick and easy, weren't they? Be back in just a minute. Hey everybody. Well, the cookies are finished baking. And I wanted to tell you a few things that I did. I adjusted the time in the oven. Because when I first put my first batch in, it said 10 to 12 minutes. And I cooked them at that, and I thought they were just a little bit hard. I mean, oatmeal cookies are kind of chewy, which is fine, and they're not burnt or anything, but I just kind of felt like they were a little hard. So what I did next was I just set them at 8 minutes, and I thought they were much better. They break apart, they smell good, they're cooked all the way through, and they are really, really tasty. Really good. If you like oatmeal cookies, you're going to love this recipe. Let me put this down so you can see. It made 36 cookies, which is 3 dozen. And it's just really yummy. Now, if you wanted to put vanilla or cinnamon in here, I don't think it would hurt this cookie recipe at all. Because really, basically, you taste the craisins, which is the cranberry, and you taste the white chips and the oats. And it's just really a really nice cookie. So I hope you try the recipe and you will let me know what you think. I think it's great. This reminds me of my mom. She used to always make oatmeal cookies at Christmas. And she would make them so big. They'd fit in the oatmeal canister. So anyways, y'all have a great evening from Lazy K Mountain Homestead. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching my channel. And hopefully Willis will be home this weekend and we can do some baking together. And we'll see you real soon. Bye.